It is the auspicious day of Ekadashi, the Indira Ekadashi, in the Pitru Paksh, when with great reverence, Shraddha, we are offering our prayers at the lotus feet of our ancestors. And on this very special day, a day of prayers, Team Pavitra brings before you a conversation, which is not merely going to be a series of question and answers, but it's going to be a very enriching experience. And here we are, presenting before you one of India's most renowned Bharatnatyam exponent, a dance scholar, a guru, a bureaucrat, and director of Shankaranand Kalakshetra, winner of Sangeet Natak Akademi Puraskar, a queen of fluid expression and grace, Padma Shri Dr Ananda Shankar Jayant. Very warm welcome to you, Ananda, Dr. Ananda, on the platform of Pavitra.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Shubhaji, and for all the Pavitra participants. It's really an honor to be here. Pavitra itself means such a beautiful word. So today is Ekadashi, so I thought we can start with a shlokam that we all know. Maybe you can recite with me. It is, I will read. I mean, I know it by heart, but sometimes I forget. So it's Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanura Mardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum Atasi Pushpa Sankasham Haranu Purashobhitam Ratnakankanakeyoram Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Kutilalaka Samyuktam Purnachandra Nibhananam Vilasat Kundaladharam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Mandara Gandha Samyuktam Charuhasam Chaturbhujam Varhipinchava Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Utpulla Patraksham Neelaji Muta Sannibham Yadavanam Shiro Ratnam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Rukmini Keli Samyuktam Pitambara Sushobhitam Avapta Tulasi Gandham Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Gopikanam Kuchatvanda Kunkumankita Vakshasam Sriniketam Maheshvasam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Srivatsangam Mahoratnam Vanmala Virajitam Shankachakradharam Devam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Krishnashtakamidam Punyam Pratarutraya Yah Patet Koti Janma Kritam Papam Satyameva Vinashyate. Jai Shri Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Namaste.
To you, Ananda ji. Namaste. And the fact that you are here.
Some the problem with the
Yeah, can you hear me?
We can hear you, Shubha.
Yes. So, Ananda ji, that's such a wonderful beginning. And I don't know, I don't want to say much because dance is your passion. And
I'll out and come back.
Yeah.
Should I
can
leave?
You hear me?
There has been some problem. Can you hear me, or is there a Wi-Fi problem? Yeah, there is a Wi-Fi problem. Or should I leave and come back?
No, you're very audible. Can you hear me?
Freezing.
Am I audible?
Shubha, you are audible. I think Dr. Ananda is, her Wi-Fi is a little issue.
Wi-Fi problem? Is there Wi-Fi
Yeah, maybe you can log out and log in.
Ananda, you can log out and log in again.
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
Yeah, but now it's very clear.
Now it's fine? No, yeah. I'm still, I'll leave.
Yeah, I think we'll take you in, Dr. Ananda. So that's hardly an issue. Krishna will take care. Yeah, so we'll wait for a while as Ananda comes in. And usually I decide to say quite a few things about the speaker who's going to be here. But with Dr. Ananda, I decided not to do so. She herself is such a fountainhead of knowledge, and dance is her passion. And dance not only as an art form, but as a philosophy of life. And she has researched so deeply about this subject. It's her life. She's put her heart and soul in it. And beyond dance, you find her exploring herself through the medium. You find that she travels through life and its challenges, making this medium as a healing balm. Its therapeutic value very much coming to the fore in her life. And as chapter after chapter of her life are revealed, you realize that Bharatnatyam transcends being just an art form for her. And so we are waiting here for her to come. There's a slight issue as far as the connectivity goes. So yeah, I think, is she there? Radharani Priya Mataji?
Yes, Shubha.
Is she there?
No, not yet. Maybe we can play the video till then.
Yeah, because one of her disciples is a co-host. So
Neha?
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, one person is waiting, it says.
Yeah.
Who's waiting? Ananda is there. Dr. Ananda is there.
Your audio is not connected. Dr. Ananda?
Ananda?
Her audio is not connected, Shubha.
Yes, Neha, please tell her that her audio is not connected. Her audio is still not connected. Aha, your audio is not connected. Acha, okay, let's see. She says she has connected her audio.
Yeah, now it's connected. Now she's muted.
Yeah. So
Okay.
please unmute. Yes, Ananda.
Technology will
Yes.
kill us.
Yes, Dr. Ananda, you can hear
Yeah.
me?
So where were we? So Krishnam Vande Jagadguru.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
We were there.
Right. So where do we begin?
So right at the beginning, because this is going to be your story. And we want to know how you began your tryst with Bharatanatyam and then how you moved ahead in that pursuit of excellence. And we want to hear it from you. And just as before a dance performance, it said, the stage is all yours. I think this platform is for you now.
Okay, great. Yeah. Okay, hopefully the Wi-Fi will hold out. So thanks for inviting me, Shubha and Pavitra. It's been talking to beautiful ladies out there, Jai Shri Krishna Ekadashi Day. And yeah, my journey to dance, into the world of dance, began at the age of 4 in a temple where my mother took me to a temple at the age of 4. And there was a Subramania Swami temple in Secunderabad where a senior lady looked at me, told my mother, this girl has big eyes, why don't you teach her how to dance? So my mother said, I don't know who's there to teach. This lady said, well, I teach her. I look at it as, I think it was great marketing technique for the teacher to tell that, hey, this is a young kid, So I joined Bharatanatyam at the age of 4. And from there, my journey began in classical dance. My first guru was Sharda Keshav Rao and then Fakir Swami Pillai. And then I won a gold medal, junior level. And then I was invited on a scholarship to study Bharatanatyam at Kalakshetra. So Kalakshetra was very interesting because it was a different experience from convent school to full-fledged traditional learning, Bharatanatyam, music, philosophy, Bhagavad Gita, the whole thing. And I spent 6 years there, and I was only 11. And so my father was worried, of course, like any good father. He said, what will happen to your school? So I promised that I would continue the schooling because Kalakshetra was full-time from morning 8 or even 7 after breakfast to almost 5. We used to be busy with everything dance. So schooling was something that not many people followed, but I didn't want to be a school dropout because I was only 11. But I promised my father, and hence I chose to do my education privately. I did correspondence, private matriculation, pre-university, BCom, vagera, vagera. And I simultaneously finished my diploma and PG diploma in Bharatanatyam for 6 years. So I came back to Kalakshetra, from Kalakshetra to Hyderabad at the age of 17. And I became a young teacher of Bharatanatyam because I said the only way I can continue to teach or continue to learn is to teach. That's the best way to do it. So I was teaching Bharatanatyam to young dancers at the age of 17. My students were 6. So I used to call me Akka or Didi. So they still call me Akka or Didi. So since then, I have been doing a lot of dance. So a major part of my life. And when I was, I was young dancer, I was up and coming dancer. And then I was composing, I was choreographing, and I, doing a lot of little songs, Pahi Mukunda, Paramananda, small little things for children. And then I realized, that dance needed another dimension, a dimension of funding. Now, where does funding come from? We're a middle class family. So where will funding come from? Because dance has a large outflow. The return on investment, as I call it, is a long period. So you spend a lot more than you earn. And hence, I found it, I said I should not be troubling my parents. I decided to study further. I decided to study went on my master's and my PhD.
Krishna,
My master's was in archaeology.
लाल कैप्सिकम का प्यूरी करना है, पीले का नहीं, पीला वैसे काट के डालेंगे, पीला और zucchini.
Radharani Priya Mataji, there's some disturbance.
Okay. Mute.
Something has happened to this. Rather unusual, actually. Yeah, but Ananda, I was just intrigued by the fact that you went to Kalakshetra, and there you must have, of course, Dr. Rukmini Devi Arundale was there. So whenever we read about her, she emerges as a maverick and a theosophist.
Was something and I chose to do.
Can you hear me?
Songs, Pahi Mukunda, Paramananda, dimension of funding. Now, where does funding up? No, I should not be troubling my parents. So I decided to study further. I decided to study went on to my master's and my PhD. I can't hear you.
Yeah, Dr. Ananda, I think there is some connectivity issue from your end because, yeah, can you hear me very clearly? Am I audible?
Yeah, now.
Now. Yeah, because the internet connectivity here I find is quite smooth at the moment. I can see it. Is it okay at your place?
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you were saying Rukmini Devi Arundel was a maverick. Yes, she studied dance at the age of 32. She met Anna Pavlova on a ship, and she was mesmerized by ballet, and then she came back and she learned Bharatnatyam, and I mean in a few years she had already set up this wonderful institution. So I joined a place like that, 100-acre institution created by one woman with a vision. So it was a different world, a world of arts, music, aesthetics, philosophy, culture, Indian tradition. So all that was happening in Kalakshetra. And as I said, I came back and I chose to continue my studies, went on to do a master's in archaeology and a PhD and all that. Uh, I I simultaneously was also doing a lot of choreography. And as I said, I came back. So my first choreography was Sri Krishna Mande Jagadguru, or Krishna,
Mhm.
and then Buddham Sharam Gachami. Then a book called Jonathan Livingston Seagull of Richard Bach. I had done to jazz music. Like that, simultaneously I was studying, I was teaching, I was choreographing, I was a PhD. I was also
But
traveling as a sorry,
yeah,
as a young performer.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, so
Ananda,
go
I
ahead.
just want to interrupt you here. You just spoke about Krishna. You just spoke about Richard Bach's Jonathan Livingston, Seagull, right? And how do you make these choices, such diverse choices? How do they? What's the process?
Yeah, actually, right. So Krishna Mande Jagadgurum was in 1987.
Yes.
Also was preparing for the Union Public Service Commission exam. So we'll come to that story. So Krishna Mandalikaguram is a Sanskrit Bala Leela, Radha Krishna from the Gita Govindam and the Bhagavad Gita. So that was a typical traditional art for production. Jonathan Livingston Seagull was a book that had enamored me as a child, and I wanted to make that into a production. And I realized that the Carnatic music was not working, so I used jazz music. So, how do I do that? Well, what happens with me is like any other. Can you hear me? Or am I
Yes, yes,
freezing?
yes, very
Have I
clearly. Yeah, yeah,
frozen?
yeah,
Yeah, am I okay?
yeah.
So how I choose how I choose is based on something that inspires me, something that bothers me, or something that even tickles me. For instance, Panchatantra was a fun
Mhm.
production. I've
Yes.
done What About Me, which was on gender issues.
Mm.
I've done Buddham Sharanam Gachami because I love Buddha. So I think story. I think the bottom line is what story are you telling at what point of time, and what is the story that you want to convey? Because finally, forward an idea. Am I okay? Are you able to hear me, or am I freezing still?
No, I'm able to hear you, except that your video keeps
I'm
halting.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, your audio
Huh?
is clear. Your audio is clear.
Videos.
Yeah, but your
Okay.
image
I
keeps
think
halting. It lacks that smoothness.
there's a lot of Wi-Fi, troubling us.
Yeah, I think so.
I have two Wi-Fis and both are hanging. I have
Yeah.
two Wi-Fis. One is a direct Wi-Fi. One is a okay. Let me try the other.
Uh, I have a suggestion. I think, talking to Dr. Ananda is so inspiring, and it's such a
Yeah. Is this better?
inspiring story. If you feel that we should have it on another day, we can still go with that also whenever you're free, because we really want to hear your story in a flow. And this is one of those very rare occasions when there's been a disruption. So technology really plays truant at times.
Oops. Huh. Yeah, is this better?
Radharani Priya Mataji?
Yeah.
I
Can
can't
you
hear
hear me,
you.
Dr. Ananda? Radharani Priya Mataji?
Yeah, now it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, but Dr.
Now
Ananda, just a
it's
small suggestion. There's been a lot of disruption in between. So whenever you're free on a later date, can we have it again? Because now this would be too broken actually.
okay.
Today the flow is not smooth because of the
I think
connectivity.
I'm going to use the phone. Is that going to be better?
Yeah, if
Should
that
I
could
use the?
be,
Is
try
this
and
better?
use the
Can you
phone.
hear
Yeah,
me?
then we could
Okay,
begin
fine.
again and we'll wind up soon.
No, this is fine. I think it's still hanging.
No, what is happening is that for a few seconds it's a smooth flow and then it starts
And then
halting
it
and
goes.
breaking. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to join from my phone. I'm going to leave and
Yeah.
join from
Just
my
see, then we can start all over
phone.
again. It's hardly anything, any issue. Radharani Priya Mataji?
Yeah, either ways it's okay. We can reschedule it also if
We can
it's not.
reschedule it also and, you know,
Yeah,
we'll just see, try her phone.
sure, sure. Actually, it's such an honor that she's here.
Yeah, I don't want to let go of her because she's very busy.
Yeah.
Very, very busy. 10 people are watching.
Yeah, and we really want to hear the whole, what her story.
No, but this happens sometimes.
Yes.
Nothing. I mean, we can always reschedule it, so no issues.
Yeah. Right. So I'm here. Is that fine? Is this better?
Much better, I think.
Okay, let me just put the laptop down and speak on this. That's better, easier. Yeah, so where were we? Is this better?
Should we begin again? So
No,
that
I
you
think
don't
we can just take it. Why fir se purani kahani? So let's take it forward. So yes, so what happened is I joined Osmania University. Can you see me? Yeah, I'm holding it up. So I joined Osmania University to do my MA, MPhil, PhD. And while I was there, I wrote the Union Public Service Commission exams because friends were taking the exams, and I joined the Indian Railway Traffic Service, as many of you know. So yeah, so it's been a great journey, long journey where I served the Indian Railways. I continue to serve. I continue to perform. I continue to teach.
Yes, yes,
continue to
Ananda. And what really intrigues me is this, that you have your career as a bureaucrat and
yeah.
then a parallel career as a dancer and as a guru. How is it juggling all these and then bringing about a balance? How does it happen?
First thing is I made the choice very early that I would, I would do both. So usually what happens is whenever you join a service, the first thing you give up is your special talent, your special unique talent, who you are. And you just kind of decide ki bas abhi band karo ye sab, hai na? And also well-meaning colleagues also tell you that ki abhi full time karo naukri. But very early I decided that I will do both, which meant that I had to do a lot of juggling. I still have 6 a.m. rehearsals. Neha will vouch for it. Rehearsals at 6 in the morning. Then you go to office. Then you do your work. Then you come back, and then you have classes. You choreograph. So I think the first thing is to make those choices, and then you have to do what it takes. You have to negotiate with bosses, that.
Yeah.
You have to decide how to manage leaves and permission and all that's time. And then you have to navigate. The navigation part is getting up early, reorganizing yourself. And sometimes it so happens that sometimes you have to give up on your dance, like for example, if there's an accident, okay, then as an officer you're meant to be there. So there are times when I've cancelled, but the point is that uh, we should not give up on our uniqueness. That's my point, essentially.
So when you
That's
were
what worked.
okay. So when you were choreographing, who am I?
What
Wasn't
about me? Sorry.
what about me? Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
you were talking about woman empowerment, isn't
right.
it?
Yes,
And
yes.
a search for your identity, I guess.
More than search for an identity, to say that this happened in 1999, where,
Mhm.
if you remember, at that point of time there was a lot of dowry deaths, there's a lot of
Yes,
female feticide, which you don't see so much
absolutely.
now. So
Hmm.
my as a woman, that was what triggered that production. And I said, also it is about how you tend to keep on saying, what about me, mera kya mera who will look after me, mera hal kya hai. So I said, stop saying that. We don't say what about me. And I think that was a time when all of us were doing something like that, and that's how it all fell into place.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, tell me one thing. Before we come to another chapter in your life, somehow I just came through. I was reading about dance a couple of days back, and I came across this quote by Michael Jackson, and it really intrigued me when he
Ha,
talks about a very surreal experience while dancing. And he
ha.
says that while I dance, it connects me to everything here and beyond.
Okay.
What
Yeah.
are your thoughts on that?
See, dance, or for that matter, any art form, tends to take you out of the, gives you I think it makes you touch your true self. I think that's what it is. It helps you touch another level. Otherwise, we are so caught on the outside that, so for example, if you're a musician or a singer and you sing something wonderfully well, you feel so uplifted. And I think that's what any art form does to you, any passion does to you.
And then, comes 2008, and there starts a new chapter in your life.
Yeah, yeah.
You are
Yeah,
diagnosed with cancer, right?
2008. Yeah, 2008, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. Yes, I was angry, I was irritated, I was upset, I was crying, the usual rona dhona that we all go through. But I think what I decided is कि I will ride it out. I told myself कि मैं इसको मेरे ऊपर सवार नहीं होने दूंगी. मैं उस कैंसर के ऊपर सवार होंगी, कैंसर मेरे ऊपर सवार नहीं होगी. So this was one point I told myself on day one. Second thing I said is, cancer is one page in my life. ये मेरी life की एक पन्ना है, पुस्तक नहीं है. And then the third thing I said is, मैं ये why me, हे भगवान, ये मेरे साथ ही क्यों हो रहा है, ये नहीं कहूंगी मैं. और and then I also spoke about it. I think early affirmations helped. Also, the fact that I chose to continue to dance. I said, I'm not going to stop dancing. So I danced weeks after surgery, through chemo, through radiation. So that helped, because then what happens? You're already putting your mind on something bigger than yourself, which is your art, rather than surrendering to the melodrama that cancer comes with, or any illness for that matter. उसका नाटक ज्यादा हो जाता है. So supposing you say shut up, you tell the जो आता है अपने साथ, जो whatever crisis comes to you, just say keep quiet, stop bothering me, and let us go and focus on something else. Then what happens? Dealing with the crisis becomes easy. So that's what it happened. So I was focusing more on my dance and less on cancer, though I was treating it. I was not giving it importance, and that worked for me.
So the therapeutic value and the uh, form of dance as a healing balm comes to the fore.
Not just dance, Shubha. I think any passion. Not
Yes.
everybody
And
wants to dance or can dance.
yeah, but
And
in
if
your
you're in a,
case,
It could, in my case, yes, but in everybody is challenged, right? All of us have some challenge or the other, isn't it?
Yes, yes, definitely.
And at that point of time, instead of, and all of us deal with it. But supposing you can deal with it in a better way if you have a passion to fall back on. If you don't have a passion, you can still develop a passion. I mean, गाना गाने में या गाना सुनने में कितना देर लगता है? You know, it's
Oh
so
yes,
easy.
you can
Yeah.
write, you can
So
sing, you can.
yeah, you can go back to doing what you love, and
Oh
then what
yes.
happens? Yeah, then it becomes easy. So it's not the act of dancing. Well, for me it was, but it's the act of committing to something bigger than.
And then when you talk about Bharatnatyam, you talk about the various rasas. So while
Right.
you were going through this journey, there must have been a rush of
Yeah,
feelings,
of course. I was
emotions.
angry when I was.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I can't use my hand. I'm only going to use my, because my hands are stuck with the like of a phone. So I was angry when I heard about it. I was afraid when I wondered what would happen. I was absolutely wonderstruck about how what medicine could do. I was disgusted about what the side effects were happening. I was so looking up to my husband, who was so full of valor. I was always crying because I lost my hair or something like that. But I also laughed because I found it funny. And I fell in love, with life, and with my husband again. And I'm at peace now. So that's the Navarasas.
Wonderful. How amazing it is to be in complete control of your emotions, your physicality, your
Yeah.
identity, and you bring so much to the fore as a Bharatnatyam dancer.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
truly amazing, Dr. Ananda. I also would like to know about your TED experience because
TED was
when,
in 2009. It was
yes,
almost in the middle of my training,
hmm,
of my recovery. This was the only time TED came to India. What you came for the last time was TEDx. This is TED, the original TED, which came to India in 2009. So it was an amazing experience. Now that talk is almost, I think, I don't know how many people have viewed it. It is considered the one of 12 incredible TED talks on cancer. It has been rated as one of 5 greatest TED Talks by Indians by Huffington Post, and so on and so forth. But the point is, basically, it was my story. It was genuinely my story, and hence, I think it works. It was a great experience. Yeah.
and so when this becomes a part of your story, I guess your personal experiences also find expression in your dance uh,
Yeah.
performances, and we would love it if you could share some of the videos that you have.
Sure. I have my student Neha here, and I'll request her today's Ekadashi. So there's a beautiful song on Krishna. What's the time? I'm sorry, I don't have a watch. I don't hope you're not overshooting.
Yeah, it's 5:40, 42.
Okay, fine. So, well, we have 2 videos. Which would you like? One is Rama breaking the bow and marrying Sita, or there's Rama Ravana Yuddha, or there's a lovely song on Krishna. So your choice. You tell me
So
which
we'll
one
begin
would
with
you
the
like.
Krishna video and then one
Okay,
video on
ठीक है,
the Ram story.
ठीक है. So this Krishna, the story of Krishna. This is a song by Annamacharya, who was a 12th century poet, who has written more than 32,000 songs in Telugu. And here the song is very simple. It says, Muddugare Chudaramma. It says, how sweet this Krishna is. Look at this little fellow. And she goes on to describe him. And of course, Krishna is his naughty self. He's stealing butter, he's stealing milk. And so the mother gets very upset and she ties him to the वो क्या कहते हैं उसको the grinding stone.
Yes.
She ties him to the grinding stone.
Okay.
And Krishna drags the stone, and you know what happens? The 2 trees fall and they become the devas who have been cursed. So that is one story that comes
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I think
And
you're
another
talking
story,
about the Damodar Leela.
yes.
Yes.
And there's another story that comes in that, in the same song, in which this Gopika, this Gopi, she goes and she finds this cute, chubby little fellow, Krishna, and she gives him the butter. He says, "Itna bas nahi hota." So she gives him some more. He said, "Ye bhi bas nahi hota." So she gives him the whole pot. And then she says, "Ab itna to de diya na, ab mujhe give me a small kiss na on my cheeks, like we all do with children. Ek puppy de do na cheeks pe." So, but Krishna, being the naughty fellow, he kisses her on her lips. And she says, "ये तो लड़का छोटा है ही नहीं, ये तो बदमाश है." So this is a beautiful song. Neha, please play this song, Krishna.
thrilled. It's a surreal experience,
Yeah,
Dr.
that was her
Ananda.
Arangetram. That was Neha
Oh,
during her Arangetram.
oh, that was really beautiful. And there was a point in time, where the dancer, the dance, the story, everything just beautifully merged.
Yeah, thank
What
you.
I really saw here was the fluid movements, the flawless expressions, the kind of energy that is exuded. What kind of regime do you have to keep yourself physically, mentally, emotionally fit for all
Yeah.
this?
I think more importantly, yeah, physically we have to work out, we have to exercise, not just dance. We have to keep our limbs, our muscles, our toned. We have to keep it fit. We have to keep. Otherwise, you can have, you can have injury. It's like any sports. You have to keep in practice, and to be able to convey the story, you have to know the story. So that is why I feel that we dancers and dance students, we all keep saying aajkal bacche kuch jante nahi hai, but as musicians, especially dancers, young children, all Neha is after all only 16 years old. She did that when she was 15, and they all know the stories. They all know the history of India. They all know the true history of India. And I think that's why I keep saying that school education must have arts. That's why. So yeah, so coming back to what you're saying, you have to train the mind, train the body, understand, and grow the spirit. And only then can you go beyond just movement. Only then will the audience be able to connect to us, and because we are just the patra of and the connecting link between generations and between the past and the present as artists. And I think that is why artists, once we are able to go beyond the body, go beyond the movement, then audience understands it. It doesn't matter what language it is.
Definitely. And I think once, as someone rightly said, that a dancer doesn't need a language, the word,
Yeah,
speech
yeah.
words,
Yeah,
because you're conveying everything through your expressions,
right,
your
right,
mastery of the form. And I
right.
think any form for that matter.
Mhm.
But tell me one thing, in this age of anxiety, depression, stress, how does dance help?
I think any art form helps. I think all my the stress, depression, and all are new words. I think which the
Yes,
world has thrown at us, and we are lapping it up. I think it's important for us to understand that children can do multiple things. Like for example, Neha, this young child who's with us today. She's a 12th grader. She's a brilliant 12th grader. She learns music, she dances, and and I don't know how many other things she probably paints. So I think if you do multiple things, you are actually expanding your spirit, and I think that works.
I think that's the woman power also. We are
Yeah,
brilliant multitaskers. We are
bilkul,
born to be.
bilkul,
And
bilkul.
yes, Dr. Ananda, you were talking about the story of Ram in one of your
Hmm.
performances.
Yeah.
So
You
can we
want to?
see it?
Yeah.
Yes,
Now there are two segments. One segment is the Shadi wala segment. The other segment is the Rama Ravana Yuddha. So I think maybe we should take the second one. That might be
mhm,
interesting for you. So okay,
definitely.
here the story is the Setu Bandhana is happening, and after the Setu Bandhana, the army crosses the ocean. Then you will see the Setu Bandhana happens to a mnemonic syllable, jatis as we call it, tabla or mridangam bowls. And you will see the movement of how the Setu Bandhana happens with the monkeys throwing stones and all that. And then you will see the army crossing. Then you will see the Rama Ravana Yuddha, Ravana dying. And then you will see the Mahapatabsha. So, Neha,
So,
can you play that?
भयामि रघुराम रघुराम राम da gum ida tak tik gum da dari gum tak gum gum dari da tak gum gum dari da tak gum dari da tak gum dari da gum dari da gum dari dari da thana da kada dari gum 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 kalita varase tu Dashakanta Vidaram Pati Dhiram
So that was that was a small
I'm
clip.
speechless, Ananda. You know, the entire story came alive from Setu Bandhan to the Ram Ravan Yuddha to the Rajyabhishek. And I could see Sita, Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, all there. वो चंवर डुलाते हुए हनुमान जी अपनी मुद्रा में उनके चरणों के
Right.
पास, और मैं आपको देख रही थी आनंदा. आपके चेहरे पर मैंने जो गर्व देखा अपनी शिष्या को नृत्य करते हुए देखकर, और कहते हैं ना माँ की छवि उनकी बेटियों में नजर आती है.
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल,
मुझे लगता है गुरु की छवि उनकी शिष्यों
बिल्कुल.
में
वो हम
आती है.
सब यही कहते हैं. हमारे इंस्टीट्यूशन का नाम शंकरानंद कला क्षेत्र है, तो हम हमारे पूरे स्टूडेंट्स वी कॉल देम एसके डॉटर्स. पूरे हमारी बच्चियां हैं. So I have a
I
lot
could
of
see
daughters.
that. I could see
Right.
that. I could see that. And as a guru, what would be your words? What would be your words of advice for the younger generation?
I think, first of all, I'd like to thank Neha and her father for editing this at short notice and putting it up. Thank you so much. Yes, the advice I always give to all the students is, yes, it's important to have an education, but it's also important to have a life. And for that, you need a talent that you must pursue. You must have your passion. You must recognize it. You can have not one, no two, you can have many, because that will be your core strength. Just as you pursue your core competency, which may be engineering, medicine, whatever, you must also pursue your core strength, which is your passion. This is my advice, because then you're grounded. You have something to fall back on. It is something that will see you through challenges, and it is something that will keep you happy, if nothing else. And that's all we want.
And you know, Ananda, on YouTube, in the comment section, I can see some very beautiful comments coming up.
Okay.
There is, I think he's your batchmate, Dilip Kumar Singh.
Oh yeah,
He
DK. Hi, DK. Is there? Okay.
Remarkable
Right.
facial expression she displays. Oh, he's so proud. And then, you know, I wonder if you know her or not. There's Archana Singh. She traveled
Okay,
all
yes.
the way. Yes, she traveled all the way from Jabalpur to Khajuraho to see
Yes,
your incredible
yes,
performance there.
of course. Yes. I know her.
Yes,
Right.
it's nice to see you. It was amazing watching you with your troupe of the
Yeah.
Khajuraho Dance Festival.
Yeah. There we did Navarasa with I think it was a 9-member group, a big group, or 7-member group. 7-member group. We did,
So
yeah.
you were there. So
Yeah.
Ananda, with immense courage and conviction, I think with faith and fortitude, you have literally and metaphorically danced your way through this amazing journey of your life, which has been full of challenges. And I think you always choose to say that I'm not a cancer survivor, I'm a cancer conqueror.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's something, bravo. And we can't always, you know, choose the music of our life,
Yes.
but we can definitely choose how we dance to it. And I think in your life, you've done it. So immense gratitude from Team
Thank you so
Pavitra
much.
for
Thank you.
sharing your journey of courage and self-exploration. Ananda, may
Thank you
you
so
always remain so. Ananda, the joyous
Thank
one.
you. Thank you, Shubha.
And
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
namaskar to you.
Namaste.
We
Thank
hope
you.
to meet you in Mumbai soon.
Soon, hopefully with a better Wi-Fi, maybe before that. Sorry for the
Yes,
Wi-Fi
yes,
problem.
definitely. And
Yeah.
I look forward to having a conversation with you again on a
Thank you
topic
so much.
of
And thanks to
choice.
DK for introducing us. It's been a
Yes,
pleasure.
yes, he did. And thank you so much for coming here. I'm waiting for another session with you where
Sure,
you will
definitely.
tell me the topic of our conversation, and we'll take it to another level from here.
Definitely.
Thank you so much, Ananda.
Thank you so much. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Namaste. Jai
And
Shri
to
Krishna.
Jai
Bye.
Shri Krishna to you. And to all the viewers of Pavitra, here's wishing you the very best. Please tune in and hear our conversations, our interviews, our seminars. We'll always be there to serve you in our capacity in whichever way we can. Please write to us and do bear with us. Sometimes technology does play truant, but everything is in his hands. And I'm sure You are and will always be so forgiving and so loving. Thank you so much from Team Pavitra. See you again soon with another personality, a new topic, and with you all again. Do keep watching our videos and subscribing to Pavitra Connect. Namaskar.